Of all the things that God said were good in the creation, of all the things he created and said it's good, it's good. The evening and the morning was the first day, and God said it was good, and it was good. The evening and the morning was the second day, and God said it was good, and it was good. The evening and the morning was the third day, and God said it was good, and it was good. The one thing he said it was not good, he said it's not good for man to be alone. It's not good for man to be alone. Think about that a minute. When they take inmates into prison, one of the ways they torture them is isolation. Big old strong murderer killed 6 people, and now he's in a corner crying like a baby because he's left alone. Something about men, we don't do good alone. I think we have a harder time with that than women do. It's not always good to manage alone. Let's go deeper in that. It is not good for man to be alone. Now, I'm going to wax a little bit theological for a minute. You must realize that when God created Adam, he created Adam with Eve inside of him. Okay, the Bible says male and female created he them and called his name Adam. And when God says it's not good for man to be alone, what he's really saying is it's not good for man to be all one. It's not good for man to be all one. It's the only time God criticizes his own creative process and says, I got to go in there and do a little bit more work. I got to go in there and do a little bit more work to make this thing turn out the way it's supposed to be. What made God do some more work? It's because the Bible says that Adam started searching and searching and searching. Tell somebody, say, the search is on. You'd be amazed how the search is on. Young single people searching. Old single people searching. Middle-aged single people searching. Church single people searching. Secular single people searching. Tell somebody, say, the search is on. I mean, the search climbs over all barriers, crosses all cultures. The search is on. People are looking for love anywhere they can find it. They'll cross cultures, they'll cross religions, they'll cross ages. You'll see somebody 70 with somebody 23. I'm not criticizing it, I'm just pointing it out. The search is on. And love is where you find it, frankly. Love is where you find it. It's such a rich, valuable commodity. If you can find faithful, committed, focused love, you've done something. You have really done a feat. If you can find somebody who can love you, especially if they can love you in spite of the junk. Let's get this out of the way so we can identify right now. Just tell somebody, say, I got some junk up in this trunk. You cannot live in this world. You cannot live in this world and not have junk in your trunk. You just collect it. It doesn't mean that you're a trashy person, doesn't mean you're a bad person, but you're a busy person, and you stopped by KFC and you couldn't find a place to, you put that in the back, you stopped over here and you got an empty oil can, you meant to take it out the car when you got home, but you got busy and didn't get to do it, your toolbox is in the car, and then you got a spare tire, and then next thing, little by little by little by little, just the process of journey creates clutter. So the older you are, the longer you live, the further you go, the more you confront organically, without any effort on your part, you collect a lot of stuff. If you've ever had to move from one house, isn't it amazing when you get ready to move? At the stuff you've collected. I mean, you can get ready to move from one job to another. You didn't know all that stuff in the file cabinets and under the desk, and you're hauling out boxes for 20 minutes. Just living, the process of living, you collect a lot of stuff, and you find yourself in a situation where you're dealing with some tough things. Adam was walking around trying to find a suitable helpmeet, a suitable. Somebody say suitable. Now, if there is a suitable helpmeet, then there has to be a helpmeet that is not suitable. How do you define suitable? If you don't know that, you don't know what you're searching for. You're just searching for something. And if you search for something, you will get anything. Have you written a job description of what a suitable helpmeet would be for you? Or are you like Adam, just searching through the animals? There is no question about it. Life is a jungle. It is a jungle. There are all types of predators out there on 4 legs and 2 legs. There are all types of predators. They're male and female. There are all types of animals in the jungle. And if you're not careful and if you don't know what is suitable, you can come home with something out of the animal kingdom. And the struggle is you generally don't know what you got until you get it home. I'm going to help you out with this today, okay? Yeah. And so the Bible says that he could not find a suitable helpmeet for him. Couldn't find it. Now, a lot of people try to act like this is not important, but this is very, very important, because if you don't handle this correctly, you will come home with a beast. Oh, I would never do that. I would never do that, Bishop. I know what I want. I'm 40 years old. I know what I want. Do you? Do you? Do you know what you want? Are you really prepared? Do you have a clear description of what suitable looks like for you? Or are you driven by other needs? Let me explain some things to you to help you with it. The divorce rate in this country is a little over 50% on first-time marriages. So it's a 50-50 chance. So before you have like a real blockbuster, big, huge wedding, understand that you might be divvying up the house in a year or two, because 50% of marriages first time doesn't work. Second marriages, the stats go up to about 64%, 63, 64% of second marriages don't work. And on the third time around, it goes up to a little over 70, about 74% of third time marriages don't work. Now, you would think that the more you did this, you'd get better at it. But what are those stats telling us? They're telling us that experience does not necessarily bring competence. They're also telling us that your tolerance for pain decreases over time. They're saying that by the time you get to the second marriage, you remember what you went through on the first marriage, and when you smell just a whiff of that coming in, you say, wait, I'm telling you right now, Now, that's part of the things that you didn't get over from the first one. That you're actually penalizing the second marriage for the hell you went through in the first marriage. By the third marriage, about 74% of them end in divorce. So we're not learning something. We're not learning. Why would you go home with a beast? Now, I've been in the ministry 32 years, and I have counseled just about every type of preacher out there imaginable. And you would be shocked at the people who really don't know how to date without fornication. And so when they start getting into these relationships, they get guilty, because if they're not living up to their highest ideals and standards to alleviate the feeling of guilt, they get married. And while you solved one problem, you created 10 more, because you have not thoroughly inspected this animal. But up under the pressure to get right with God, you get wrong with marriage. And you say, how did I get in this situation? Because you opened your heart, but you closed your head. It's something about opening up your heart. I think it must squint your eyes closed or something, because after a while, eyes open up again and you roll over and say, what? He don't even have a job. What? She doesn't even know how to treat a man. I want you to be warned against an open heart and a closed head. What they don't understand is that even when you are expecting something good to happen, it costs you something. Belief is a very